Hi, my name is Sonia, and the activity I chose is poetry. So, what is poetry? Writing poetry is usually used to express inner feelings, to showcase your personality, and to share your imagination using words and creativity. There are many kinds of poetry, such as blackout poetry, free verse poetry, haiku poetry, etc. Also, most kids' poems have a rhyming rhythm just like music. The reason I chose to share about poetry is because I find poetry very calming, which releases stress, as it is very fun to do since it's quite simple. I also chose to share about poetry because even adults might decide to write a poem, so I'd like them to take a moment of self love when they want to release their stress and emotions. Plus, writing a poem is way easier and stress free rather than writing essays, personal narratives, etc. Lastly, I'm proud of my blackout poem, free verse poem, color poem, and emotion poem because I put lots of effort into them, especially when it comes to designing and word choices. I crossed out words, gathered words, added images of sketches, and thought of a true meaning. I wanted to make the audience proud of my work, so I chose the best one yet, the one you wouldn't see that often. This is my blackout poem. It's based off of The Wizard of Oz. The tin fell among the poppies, the scent of the flowers was out of sight. This is my free verse poem. It's about who I really am. Imperfect. Here's the deepest secret nobody knows. I'm not the one that always smiles. I'm not the one that is always filled with laughter. I'm not the one that is perfect. But do you want to know what I am? I'm the person who is normally imperfect. This is my color poem. I chose a color and briefly described it. Mikado. Mikado is the color of the scorching sun, of the marvelous rich sunsets. Mikado is the color of a sour soul, the key to treasure. Mikado is its own Mikado. This is my emotion poem. I chose an emotion and I briefly described it. Joy. Joy is the emotion of a frown flipped over, a blast of sunshine I can see in the sky. Joy is the emotion of a marvelous peacock, a splatter of red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. Either way, joy will forever be my favorite joy.
This budgeting assignment has probably caught my interest the most throughout the months of work, due to it being fun, educational, and just interesting throughout. It's about staying on budget, having to provide food and a roof over you and the family you have in the assignment's head, while trying to have money still left over for personal uses, unexpected charges, or even lending money to a friend. Throughout it being fun, it involves quite a bit of planning and figuring out if I'd have enough money for a phone, extra car, etc. Now, in order to pick a life, we had to choose a door, and behind that door was a card telling you information about your life, like your occupation, your spouse's occupation if you had one, your monthly income, how many kids you have, and your marital status. Here's the door I picked, and there's the card behind it. Now this is where I did some math, adding up to my total income, $13,400, subtracting income tax owing, $2,800, to get my total net income, $10,600. My life, a financial literacy budgeting game. I'm Kalisa. Peace out. Bye. my name is Afifa, and I am most proud of this worry doll because as usually when I do art, I always mess up and I have to do it over and over again. But this worry doll was different. I got it perfect on the first time. You can take a look at it. This was in fact our first assignment based on a book we read about worry dolls. The bottom of the dress was by my sister's poster that we bought a long time ago. The orange from and the heart is for my orange shirt dye, for the worry of the past to be in the past, but also to remember it, but don't let that stop you from going into the future. And the top of the dress, if you can see, there is a flower on there is a flower as if it was a human, the flower would be on the heart. That is to remind people that beauty is on the inside and not the outside.
Hi, my name is Raisa. My presentation is on a programming unit we did in school. For the programming unit, I created a time calculator. Creating the time calculator was very straightforward and simple. As you can see in the hexagons, I have the formula I used to program each unit of time. You can take a moment to look at that. I chose to present this time calculator because by creating this, it has taught me how simple it is to program a device to do something complicated and time-consuming. Now, if you click on the link right here, it will lead to a spreadsheet in which I'll demonstrate how this works. For starters, I'll calculate a small amount of years, such as 1 year. All I have to do is type 1 formatted as a number in the years column and check the rest of the columns to find the number of months, weeks, days, hours, and so on there are in 1 year. Now I'll calculate a larger number of years, such as 100. Instead of typing 1, I'll type 100 in the years column to find the number of months, weeks, days, hours, and so on there are in 100 years. You can also take a moment to look at that.
Hello, my name is Sam, and I'll be telling you about my favorite thing I did this year, math coding. I like the coding we did in math because we were running grocery stores. When making a grocery store, we acted like the cashiers as we were counting up totals and how much they would have to pay. Science is coding. I also enjoyed the coding we did in science. The thing I liked the most is when we were starting to use the website before we used it to make the science stuff. Mr. Moss allowed us to make games to get going with the website. I made a clicker game.
Hi, my name is Tasneem Hassan. My favorite activity that we did was when we made poems and learned about poetry. Poetry is a beautiful way to express someone's imagination, feelings, and emotions. It's also a great way to release stress. It's a place where your imagination can run wild. I believe reading poems allows us to open our minds and gives us outstanding thoughts. But my most favorite part is poetry allows every single child or adult to be creative. It gives you a high level of creativity. Being creative is an amazing thing because it helps you become a better problem solver, but most of all, it helps you be open minded. Poetry is a combination of art and writing, and it's a beautiful way to show it. Poetry is a unique language that combines words to mean things and communicates feelings, sounds, signs, and symbols. Poems are not always lyrical. A famous poet named Egon Gomriger who made poems that showed the difference between visual arts and poetry. A beautiful piece and an amazing one would be Silencio, which is Spanish for silence. But most of all, a poem challenges the mind to find the true meaning behind it. My blackout poem is a passage from To Build a Fire by Jackson London. It goes like this. Cold, cold, cold. The man did not know real cold, but the dog knew. Fearful cold. I had made 2 color poems. The first one was blue is the color of sweet blueberries. Blue is the color I see when I look into your eyes. Blue is the color of the ocean on a beautiful day. Blue is the sky on a sunny day. No matter what happens, blue will always be blue. The second one is black is the color of the dark sky. Black is darkness and white is light. Black is the color of witches, cats. Black is fear. Black is the color of the dark sky. No matter how dark things get, black will always be black. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Francesca, and I'm going to be talking about my side, art pattern bug out. I like this art because it's fun and I like the style, and I really enjoyed it. It was fun and I really enjoyed it, but it was not that simple. It was a bit hard, but it turned out great. I'm really proud of this because I worked hard on it, and this might be the longest art that I did in my class. I really liked it. It was really fun and enjoyable. This is the art that I did from this project. I decided to draw these 4 creatures that look so awesome and cool. That's why I decided to pick these creatures. And that's my side.
What is graphing? Graphs are stuff that people ask people questions and they answer. For example, if someone asks you, do you like school? Kinda, little, or a lot. You answer, and then they mark it on the graph. This is a graph that I made during one of my assignments. It shows data of how much girls and boys like these type of board games. I like graphs. I like graphs because it's fun to make them and it's not that hard. I learned a lot from graphs and how I am supposed to create data. Also, in my personal opinion, I think I'm better at graphing than any other math subject I've done.
Hi, my name is Mohammed. Today I'm going to be doing fractions. If you don't know what fractions are, let me explain. Fractions present a part of a whole. For example, a pie can have half of it gone, but there's a different way to explain it more formally. That's when fractions come in. Fractions are the measurement of a whole, so instead of saying half of a pie is gone, you could say 1 out of 2 of the pie is gone, just to make your sentence more clear. Above is a bit of work I did over the unit.
Favorite activity is science bridge building. The reason I like this activity is because I had fun time making my bridge. It was kind of easy to make. It also looks cool, and my favorite thing about it is that it's kind of hard to break.
Hello, my name is Bethlehem. I chose to present my energy sources group project because it was a fun project. I'll read about coal. It was one of my energy sources I studied about. Over here, it shows the introduction. It talks about what coal is, how it's formed, and how it is dug up. My favorite part was organizing the pictures on the side. Over here, it shows how coal is used, the advantages and the disadvantages. My favorite part was writing the fun fact in the middle. It says, "Did you know coal is a non-usable rock?" Well, I know that now that I read it. This is a diagram of the 4 stages of coal. Peat is the first stage, lignite is the second, bituminous is the third, anthracite is the fourth.
My name is Frankie, and in this slide I will be talking about geometry art. This activity is about creating art with geometry. I created a laptop using 2D shapes. I created this laptop using 2D shapes. The 2D shape I concentrated on is a rectangle. I am very proud of my results because it came out looking like a real laptop. I got this design from my own personal laptop.
Hi, I'm Xiaomi. The favorite thing that we have done so far is art because art was really fun. It was fun watching YouTube videos and following the steps to finish the art that was assigned for us. My favorite thing we did in art is the pop art because I like drawing the emojis and then coloring them. My favorite thing about the pop art are the backgrounds, and I like the digital art because it was fun dragging the shapes and putting them in place.
My favorite activity in class this year was coding with Scratch. I made a game that is similar to ping pong called Fish Pong. I liked making this because it was a lot of fun and pretty challenging.
Hi, my name is Samira, and the work that I'm going to be sharing today is my poetry. Poetry is a type of literature that is mostly used to express feelings and be creative with writing. Poetry has been around for thousands of years. It was found by Harriet Monroe in 1912. There are many types of poetry: blackout poetry, color poems, etc. It's a very relaxing activity. It allows you to be creative and write about anything you want using your imagination. I did two color poems. When making color poems, you pick a color and write about things that it could remind you of. I decided to do the colors yellow and black for a happy and sad theme so it would go well together. Here are my two color poems. Happiness. Yellow is happiness. It makes you delighted from the joyfulness. Yellow is the sun glowing brightly through the blinds, slowly fading as the day goes on. Yellow is yellow. The pitch black night. Black is the pitch dark night, so dark you can't see. Black is the dark shadows in your room. They stay still but seem like they move. Black is the dark attic above your room, so creepy you get chills on your arm. Black is black.
Hi, my name is Bismarck. Red is the color of anger. It's the color of my heart, the color of my blood, a broken heart, and the color of roses shining in the sun. Whatever happens, red is red. Blue is the color of water. It's the beautiful light sky, the color of stars twinkling. Blue is the ocean shimmering against the sun, and the color of shiny crystals. Blue is blue.
Programming formulas. The work I was most proud of was the math programming formulas. I like doing this math programming stuff because this teaches me and is very fun to learn. This math programming was the first time where it felt like I was actually coding. I love this type of work because it really teaches me about coding. And as you can see on the screen, you'll see little commands calculating what the computer for the computer.
My name is Charlene, and this is about my Women's Day letter for my mom. I am proud of this work because out of all the things I made for my mom, I put the most work in this one, and I am happy that my mom loved it too. In this letter is all the things my mom is, and if you look closely, then you can see the first letters of the word spell mom, family, my mom's name, and her nickname. I did this letter to show how much I love and care for my mom and to show how thankful I am for her. This piece of work that I did, which is for my mom for Women's Day, was to just give a thanks to my mom for everything she has done for me. And when I was doing this, for the part where I have to write the words that spell my mom's name, her nickname, and spell mom and family was hard. So for it, I searched up something like kind words for letter S. And I did that for all the letters. So it was kind of hard. It was kind of easy, but it was hard because some letters repeated, so it was hard to find multiple words for that letter. But then I thought of all the things my mom did for me, and so I decided that I have to do this for her. Actually, when the teacher said the things that we are doing and that we can do this for anyone or about anyone, the first person that popped up in my head was my mom. And so when I did not get to finish it at school time, I sat after school and got the work done. And then I let my mom see it, and she loved it. That made me happy. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Hawa, and this slide is about art. Art has been a part of our life for as long as humanity has existed. For thousands of years, people have been creating, looking at, criticizing, and enjoying art. Many people, including me, love and enjoy doing art. Art is a way to express your emotions and creativity. It also has many beneficial factors, such as reduces stress, boosts self-esteem, healing of emotional pain, and encourages creative thinking. One of my favorite art activities was the digital collage assignment. We were assigned to make a digital collage from layering different varieties of images and textures from different sources to create a whole new piece of art. I liked this assignment because it was fun, interesting, and a new type of art I had never done. Digital collages are never boring and have a one-of-a-kind appeal. They contain various elements in one artwork, which makes them super unique. This is an image of my digital collage. It is an image of a silhouette girl sitting on a flower moon in front of a beautiful blue sky. I like this collage because it is majestic and makes me happy with all its colorful flowers. This is an image of a digital drawing. It was made for African American History Month to remember important people and events in the history of African diaspora.
Ms. Duha, and today's slide will be about poetry. Poetry for life. I picked poems because I am more satisfied by the effort I put in it. Writing poems just calms my soul down. I feel like it takes me somewhere I don't know but can't be sure there's peace and beauty of mind. Your eyes make you see, but your heart makes you feel. I have been writing poems since I was 8. I don't think I'm the only poem lover. There are many people I read my poems to, and after I finish, I can see I made them happy and into imagination and freedom. Poems are not just rhyming words that come to your mouth. Those words aren't coincidence. They're what you think inside that comes to your mouth to say. I think poems are all about creativity and passion. That's exactly why I love it. And over here I have some poems originally made by me. Run, don't walk. Smile, don't talk. Play with mud, not sand. Do everything that is crazy. So be you, not perfect. 'Cause when you are perfect. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Kais, and I'll be doing a presentation on my favorite art that I've done this year on Kenaki. I like this art because it's one of my favorite animes, and it has one of my favorite anime characters from the anime and manga. This is Ken Kenaki. He is a normal teenager, but one day he goes on his first date, and his date is a ghoul who almost kills him. But someone saves him. Now he is a ghoul.
I love art because it makes me feel good and helps me with stress. When I draw, I forget about everything and focus on the art. When I'm done with my drawing, I feel great and I feel proud of myself.